Welcome to Family Basics 101. I'm Dr. Bruce McClure, and we will continue our 5-part series on a study of home life. We've talked very clearly about home and the importance of home being a place of safety, a place of durability, a place that is functional, a place that adds value to an individual's life, and a place that is legitimately the place of domicile for a child or an adult who inhabits the home. Today, let's talk about family outreach. If all of the dynamics are functioning properly within the home environment, then the home should overflow into the domains around it. So when we talk about outreach requires some dynamics first to have transacted in the home life before we can have a significant impact on the environments around the home. So let's first develop a working definition of outreach. Family outreach in its empirical setting simply means to surpass. Outreach means the ability or the capacity or the resources to stretch out very far beyond the starting point. It's a systematic movement that provides services beyond one's normal reach within the structured family constellation. In other words, in order for family outreach to transact effectively, it must have enough resources at its disposal to reach far beyond the family constellation. It must have an abundancy of security of knowing that it's safe, that it's a durable place, that it's functional at a high level, that it has value, and that it is legitimate. And once those things are in place properly, that family, the constellation of that family, is ready to outpour into the communities and into the lives around them. Structured family constellation and outreach of that particular family, whatever your family background might be, it always has a specific task. So when you talk about your family and your family constellation and your need as a member of a family to be a part of the community, what is your task as you venture into your community beyond your family institution? Secondly, what is the goal? Although you have a task, what is the goal of performing that task in the environment that you go into? So you have family outreach, and families should reach into the community, into the lives of others around them. But the dynamic of outreach from family constellations is always to make your community, to make the families within your community, to make the families that you come in contact with, let's say at the grocery stores, or the children that are in the school system, to make their lives a much better place because you have poured with an abundancy and overflowing of your family constellation into that new environment. And then, in order for that family outreach to really be effective, it must be specific to your gift. So, if you're going to do outreach in another family constellation, what is your gift within your family constellation? What is the one thing that you do within your family constellation that just blesses your household? It could be cooking, it could be cleaning, it could be your ability to earn wages, it could be your ability to solve problems. What is the gift within your own family constellation that just overpours into your family? And it becomes an abundant blessing within your own particular family. And once you identify that, not just verbally, but through practice, that becomes the expert God natural gift for you in outreach. Every family has an impact upon the lives of the people around them. The type and quality of family constellation determines the type and quality of family outreach. So first look into your home environment. What does that look like? What are the love relationships? What is the safety value? How functional is your home? That will determine the outreach quality that you bring into your local neighborhood. Home of family origin and its interactions, its transactions, its belief systems, the role of family members will most likely become the family outreach methodology. So how you interact at your home with the family members, how I interact in my home with my family members, the transactions, the interactions, the values, the roles, that's typically how we reach into the lives of others. In Matthew chapter 19, verses 16 through 23, I want to show you sort of a narrow outreach from a family constellation. And behold, one came to Jesus and said unto him, Good master, what good thing shall I do? One activity. His definition of outreach is, what is the one thing that I can do to bless others, that I may have eternal life? He said unto him, Why callest thou me good? There is none good but the Father, but God. But if you will enter into God's life, keep the commandments. He says you've got to have an overpouring within your family constellation of not just one thing, but your family must be an environment that encompasses a lot of good things. And he said unto him, Which one of all? Jesus says, all of them. And the young man said, Okay, I know them all, and I do them all. Jesus said to him, Now, if that is true, then you take all that you possess, and you go and trade it in, sell it. Take the proceeds and go outside of your family and do family outreach. Jesus challenged him at a level that the young man had never thought through. On one hand, he wanted to do outreach into the families around him. But then on the other hand, what Jesus understood is that his family constellation would inhibit him from being effective at a God level of really being a blessing in the lives of those outside his home. What Jesus understood is the young man had picked up an unhealthy, a disrupted love model. And Jesus is simply trying to help retool him so that his outreach into the families around him would be much more effective. Look at the text again. Jesus says, if you really want to be perfected, go and sell all you have, give it to the poor, and you'll still have abundancy in heaven. So if you go out into this environment and bless it abundantly, then I promise you, you will have an abundancy in heaven. But he heard these things, and he went away sorrowful, for he had many possessions. When he really counted the cost of doing outreach, as Jesus said, the young man said, I'm not ready to do that type of outreach. So he walks away, missing an opportunity. I'll see you back in class again tomorrow. Don't be late, and don't skip class.